Hey guys, I'm your friend Pushp Sirohi, and today we're gonna discuss about human resource management. So, what is human resource management? So, human resource management is a strategic approach to the effective management of people in a company or organization, such that they help the business gain a competitive advantage. It is designed to maximize employee performance in service of an employer's strategic objectives. So, human resource management is primarily concerned with the management of people with organizations, focusing on policies and systems. So, HR departments are responsible for overseeing employee benefits design, employee recruitment, training and development, onboarding, performance appraisal, reward and management, offboarding, such as managing pay and benefit systems. HR also concerns itself with organizational change and industrial relations or the balancing of organizational practice with requirement arising from collective bargaining and governmental law. So, the overall purpose of human resource is to ensure that the organization is able to achieve success through people. HR professional manage the human capital of an organization and focus on implementing policies and processes. They can specialize in finding, recruiting, training, and developing employees as well as maintaining employee relations or benefits. Training and development on professionals ensure that the employees are trained and have continuous development. This is done through training programs, performance evaluations, and reward programs. Employee relations deal with the concerns of employee when policies are broken, such as case involving harassment or discrimination. Managing employee benefits, including development compensation structure, parental leave program, discounts, and other benefits for employees. On the other side of the field are HR generalists or business partners. These HR professionals could work in all area or be labor relations representative working with unionized employees. So HR is a product of human resource relation movements. So, of an early 20th century, when researchers began documenting ways of creating business values through the strategic management of workforce, it was initially dominated by transactional work such as payroll and benefits administration. But due to globalization, company consolidation, technological advances, and further research, HR as of 29 focus on strategic initiatives like merger and acquisition, talent management, succession planning, industrial and labor relations, diversity, inclusions. And in the current global work environment, most companies focus on lowering employee turnover and on retaining the talent and knowledge held by the workforce. New hiring not only entail a high cost but also increase the risk of new employees not being able to adequate replace the position of previous employee. HR departments strive to offer the benefits that will appeal to workers, the reducing the risk of losing employees commitment and psychological ownership. So to know about more about human resource, we let's start with the history. So we divide the history in three parts. So the first one is antecedent theoretical developments. The human resource field began to take shape in 18th century in Europe. It builds on a simple idea by Robert Owen and Charles Babbage during the Industrial Revolution. These men concluded that people were circular to the success of an organization. These expressed the thought that well being of employee led to perfect work. Without healthy workers, the organization would not survive. So, HR emerged as a specific field in early 20th century, influenced by Frederick Winslow Taylor. So Taylor explored what he termed scientific management, something referred to as Taylorism, striving to improve economic efficiency in manufacturing jobs. He eventually focused on one of the principal input into the manufacture process, labor, sparking inquiry into workforce productivity. So, meanwhile, in England, C.S. Myers, inspired by unexpected problem among soldiers, which has alarmed general and politicians in the First World War of 1914 and 1918, co-founder of National Institute of Industrial Psychology in 1921. In doing so, he sets seeds for the human relations movement. This movement on both sides of the Atlantic built on the research of Alton Mayo and other document through by Hawthorne's studies and other studies how stimuli unrelated to financial compensation and working conditions could yield more productive workers. Work by Abraham Maslow, Kurt Lewin, Max Weber, Frederick Esberg, and David McClelland, forming the basic of for their studies in industrial and organizational psychology, organizational behavior, and organizational theory was interpreted in such a way as to further claims of legitimacy for an applied discipline. Then we can discuss about birth and development of the discipline called human resource management. By the time enough theoretical evidence existed to make a business case for strategic workforce management change in the business landscape and in public policies had transformed the employer-employee relations and discipline become formalized as industrial and labor relations. In 1930, one of the oldest known as Professional HR Association, the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development (CIPD) started in England as the Welfare Workforce Workers Association and changed its name in a decade later to the Institute of Industrial Welfare Workers, and again the next decade to the Industrial Labor Management before setting upon its current name in 2000. Likewise, the United States, the world first institution of higher education dedicated to workplace studies, the School of Industrial and Labor Relations, formed at Cornell Universities in 1945. In 1948, what would later become the larger professional HR association, the Society for Human Resource Management, formed as an American society for personal administration. In Soviet Union, meanwhile, Stalin used of patronage exercise through the HR department, equivalent in the Bolshevik Party in Orboro, demonstrated the effectiveness and influence of human resource policies and practices, and still in himself acknowledged the importance of human resource, such as in his mass deployment of the Gulag system. During the later half of the 20th century, membership declined significantly while workforce management continued to expand its influence within organizations. In the US, the phrase industrial and labor relations came into use to refer specifically to issue concerning collective representation, and many companies began referring to the proto HR profession as personal administration. Many current HR practice originated with the needs of companies in 1950s to develop and retain talent. In the late 20th century, advance in transportation and communication greatly facilitated workforce mobility and collaboration. Corporations began viewing employees as assets, human resource management. Consequently, became the dominant term for the function, the ASAP even changing its the name Society for Human Resource Management in 1998. Human capital management and sometimes used synonymously as within HR. Although human capital typically refers to a more narrow view of human resource, the knowledge the individual embody and can contribute to an organization. Likewise, often terms sometimes used to describe the field include organizational management, manpower management, talent management, personal management, and simply people management. So in popular media, several popular media productions have depict human resource management in operations. So how we practice it. So business function. So I hope you heard about Dave Ulrich lists the function of human resource as aligning HR and business strategies, re-engineering organization processes, listening and responding to employees, and managing transformation and change. At the macro level, HR is a charge of overseeing organizational leadership and culture. HR also ensure compliance with employment and labor laws, which differ by geography and offer overseas health, safety, and security based on the geographic location. There are various laws in places. There are several federal laws that are crucial for human managers to be familiar with in order to protect both their companies and its employees. Important federal laws and regulation include the Fair Labor Standards Act, which includes establishing a minimum wage and protection rights for certain workers to earn overtime. The federal civil right law protect against discrimination and prohibit making any hiring or firing decision based on race, age, sex, and gender. The Family and Medical Leave Act gives eligible employee up to 12 weeks of unpaid leave for family medical reasons. Ensuring the company is compliant with all laws and regulation is an important aspect of HR and will protect the company from any sort of legal liabilities. In circumstances where employees desire and are legally authorized to hold collective bargaining agreement, HR will typically also serve as the company's primary liaison with the employees' representatives, usually a labor union. Consequently, HR usually through representatives engage in lobbying effort with government agencies. Example in the United States, the United States Department of Labor and National Labor Relationship Board to further its priorities. So, human resource management has four basic functions: staffing, training, development, motivation, and maintenance. Staffing is the recruitment and selection of potential employees done through interview, application, networking, then onboard them in like organization, then staff them, attract talent, recruits, and hiring resource. Managers must create detailed recruitment strategies and have a plan of action to put forward when recruiting. Next, managers can put a strategy into place through hiring resources by extending out to find the best possible recruits for the team. Recruiter is very competitive since every company wants the best candidates. Using tactics such as mass media can grab the attention of prospective recruits. Training and development is the next step and involves a continuous process of training and developing competent and adapted employee. Her motivation is seen as a key to keeping employees highly productive. This includes employee benefits, performance appraisals, and rewards. Employee benefits appraisals and rewards are all encouragement to bring forward the best employees. The last function, maintenance, involves keeping the employee commitment and loyalty to the organization. Some businesses globalize and form more diverse teams. HR departments have the role of making sure that these teams can function and that people can communicate across cultures and across borders. The discipline may also engage in mobility management, especially for expatriates, and it's frequently involved the merger and acquisitions process. HR is generally viewed as support function to the business, helping minimize cost and reduce risk. It's expatriates. My apologies. Startup companies train professionals may perform HR duties. In large companies, an entirely focused functional group is typically dedicated to the discipline, with the staff specializing in various HR tasks and functions. Leadership engaging in strategic decision making across the businesses to train practitioner for the profession. Institution of higher education, professional associations, and companies have established program of study dedicated explicitly to the duties of the function. Academy and practitioners organized may produce field specific publications. HR is also a field of research study that is popular within the field of management and industrial organizational psychology, which research article appearing in a number of academic journals, including those mentioned large in this article. One of the frequent challenge of HRM is dealing with the notions of unitarism, seeing a company as a cohesive whole in which both employees and employers should work together for a common good, and securing a long-term partnership of employees and employer with common interest. Let's talk about careers. There are a half a million of HR practitioners in the United States and millions in more worldwide, and lakhs of professionals in India too. So the chief HR officer of HR director is the highest ranking HR executive in most companies. She or he typically reports directly to the CEO, chief executive officer, and work with board of directors and on CEO succession. So within companies, HR positions generally fall into one or two categories: generalist and specialist. Generalists support employees directly with their questions, grievances, and work on a range of projects within the organizations. They may handle all aspects of human resource works and thus requires an extensive range of knowledge. The responsibility of human resource generalist can vary widely depending on the employee's needs. Specialists, conversely, work in a specific HR functions. Some practitioners will spend an entire career as either a generalist or a specialist, while others will obtain experience for each and choose path later. The position of HR managers have been chosen as one of the best jobs in the US with a hashtag 4 ranking by CNN Money in 2006 and hashtag 20 ranking by the same organization in 2009 due to its pay, personal satisfaction, job security, future growth, and benefits to society. Human resource consulting is a related career path where individuals may work as advisors to companies and complete tasks outsourced for companies. In 2007, there was 950 HR consultancies globally constituting a $18.4 billion market. The top five revenue generated firms were Mercer, Ernst& Young, Deloitte, Watson, Aon, PwC Consulting. For 2010, HR consulting was ranked as hashtag 43 best jobs in America by CNN Money. Some individuals with PhDs in HR and related fields such as industrial and organization psychology and management and professors who teach HR principles at colleges and universities, they are most often found in College of Business and Department of HR and Management. Many professors conduct research on topics that fall in the HR domain, such as, financial compensation, recruitment, and training. So nowadays, virtual human resources also in, focus. So like technology has a significant impact on HR practices. Utilizing technology makes information more accessible within organizations, eliminate time doing administrative tasks, allow businesses to function globally, and cut costs. Information technology has improved HR practices in following area like e-recruiting. So e-recruiting has mostly been influenced by information technology in the past. Recruiters relied on printing and publications and word of mouth to fill open positions. HR professionals were not able to post a job in more than one location and did not have access to millions of people, causing the lead time of new hires to be drawn out and tiresome. With the use of e-recruiting tools, HR professional can post jobs and track applications of for thousands of jobs in various locations all in one place. So interview feedback, background checks, drug tests, and onboarding can all be viewed online. This helps HR professionals keep track for all of their open jobs and applicants in a way that is faster and easier than before. E-recruiting also helps eliminate limitations of geographic locations. Jobs can be posted and seen by anyone with interest access. In addition to recruiting portals, HR professionals often have social media presence, though websites such as LinkedIn, Monster, Naukri, allowing them to attract employees through the internet. On social media, they can help build the company's brand by posting company's new info of the company's events. And then human resource information system. So that's also an important part as HR professionals generally handle large amount of paperwork on daily basis, ranging from department transfer requests to confidential employee tax forms. Forms must be on a file for a considerable period of time. The use of human resource information system has made it possible for the companies to store and retrieve files in electronic format for the people within organization to access when needed, thereby eliminated the need of physical files and freeing up a space within the office. HRIS also allows for information to be accessed in a timeliner manner. File can be accessible within seconds. Having all of the information in one place also allows for professionals to analyze data quickly and across multiple locations because the information in centralized locations. And then training. So technology allows HR professionals to train new staff members in more efficient manner. This gives employees the ability to access onboarding and training programs from virtually anywhere. This eliminates the need for trainers to meet new hires face to face when completing necessary paperwork for new employees. Training in virtual classrooms make it possible for HR professionals to train in a large number of employees quickly and to access their progress through computerized testing programs. Some employees choose to incorporate as an instructor with virtual training so that new hires are receiving training considered vital to the rules. Employees have great greater control over their own learning and development. They can engage in training at time and place of their choosing when can help them manage their work-life balance. Managers are able to track the training through the internet, which can help to reduce redundancy in training and training costs. Let's go for education. You can gather the education about human resource management from many institutes. Like some universities offer programs of study for human resource and related fields. So, like the School of Industrial and Labor Relations at Cornell University was world's first school for college level study in HR. It currently offered education at undergraduate, graduate, and professional levels, and it operates a joint degree program with Samuel Curtin Johnson Graduate College of Management. And in K, if we talk about in India, so we have a long list of institutes available in India providing the facility of human resource management courses. So few of them is ITM Business School, Indian Institute of Social Welfare and Business Management, Institute of Public Enterprises, Balaji Institute of Modern Management, Nirma Institute University, Amity Business Schools, Indian Institute of Management, Tiruchirappalli, Indian Institute of Management Indore, TA Tapai Management Institute, Presidency University, Metz School of Business, Sharda University, Geetam, Chaudhry Charan Singh University, International Management Institute, Department of Commerce, BML. There are a lot of institutes are available in India also, which provide education toward human resource management so that you can get benefits. That's it about human resource management. Let's talk about India. In India, we have even a Ministry of Human Resource Development. We shared the link in given presentation in front of you. It's https mhrd.gov.in. You can check it out. We have right now Minister of HRD is Shri Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank. So you can check it out. We have major initiatives of Indian government mentioned over there, like 150 year of celebrating the Mahatma, Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat, Nagrik Kartavya Palan Abhiyan, Swachh Bharat Swachh Vidyalaya, Fit India, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. You can check it out over there, and you will get the constitutional provisional about fundamental rights. It's lying over there according to Indian government. So part 3 we have fundamental rights in article 13, 15, 21, 8, 28, 30. In 13, law inconsistent with or in derogations of the fundamental rights. 15, fundamental rights, article 15, prohibition of discrimination on ground of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth. 21a, right to education. 28, freedom as to attendance as a religion instruction or religious worship in certain educational institutions. Article 30, right of minorities to establish and administer educational institutions. So you can check out all those fundamental rights available in India for you guys, and link is available in my PPT. I'll also post the link in the data. Thank you. Have a nice day, and if you like it, share it. Thank you.